Tony Adams and his team, they have done the double. They are Arsenal.
United are on for an unprecedented clean sweep. The Gunners have been doggedly defending the double. Something will have to give here. And that's why we're here, the chance to go to Wembley and win the FA Cup again. We're at Villa Park, a traditional semi-final venue of course, a venue incidentally where Manchester United have never lost at this stage of the FA Cup. Arsenal have only lost one semi-final out of 9 that they've played here to Manchester United in 1983. Our live football this afternoon is the AXA-sponsored FA Cup semi-final between Arsenal, the holders, and Manchester United. And it looked as though Borough were going to repeat the trick when Andy Townsend put them ahead. But United had other ideas.
Giggs. That's a terrific ball. Cole! Can Buck get a shot in? Or is he tripped there by Maddison? Penalty! Really this for a place in the 4th round, you feel. Dennis Irwin is up to the job. And time must be up whether to just keep it or go for something more glorious. He does go for that and gets it.
The last tie of the round was at Preston. The cup holders were soon in trouble. Kurt Nogan had scored, and then he did this.
And the goalkeeper's lost it, they scored again! Unbelievable stuff here at Deepdale!
Boa Morty pulled one back for the Gunners before half-time. Preston's David Ayres was then sent off for a professional foul, and Petit equalised. He then got another one, and the Gunners were home.
And a goal! Petit has given Arsenal the lead. And the step over takes it to Overmars. Arsenal surely on their way through to the 4th round.
And the tie of the 4th round was at Old Trafford. Liverpool made the short trip down the M62. The game was a cracker.
It's Owen! Fantastic start for Liverpool. Oh, it's York! Cole and York combined. Solskjaer! An incredible comeback by Manchester United.
United were through. That's what it felt like if you were a Liverpool fan. The same day, Arsenal were being held by Wolves at Molineux.
Guard again, Upson went up for it, couldn't reach it. Back in again, it deflected home! Bergkamp struck it, and Arsenal lead by 2 goals to 1.
But it wasn't all good news for the Gunners. Petit was sent off for something he'd said to a linesman. He'd missed the next tie. Kevin Keegan's Fulham had pulled off the shock of the 4th round, winning at Aston Villa. That run was about to come to an end at Old Trafford.
And Here's Cole. Manchester United take the lead.
Nobody will ever forget the bizarre goal that Arsenal beat Sheffield United with. United had put the ball out to allow treatment to one of their players, and they wanted it back when the game restarted. But the Gunners had other ideas. United were absolutely furious. The Gunners had won it, but even they weren't happy.
The best we can do now is to offer to replay the game here against Sheffield United. That's all we can do, because we have the feeling we didn't win the game like we are used to win our games and like we want to win our games.
So the game was replayed. The outcome was exactly the same. Dennis Bergkamp scored to make it 2-0. United got one back late on, but honour was satisfied. It was goalless at Old Trafford when United met Chelsea. The front two settled the replay.
Here's Cole, and here's Dwight York. And here's a fine challenge by Cole, and it's led to Dwight York striking again.
In between, the Gunners had beaten Derby with a late goal.
Keown! It's a goal! It's Cardew! Heartbreak for Derby!
They've been battling head-to-head for 2.5 years now. This shootout should be fascinating. 9 times Manchester United have won the FA Cup. Nobody's won it more. Arsenal have won it on 7 occasions. There's never been a draw when they've met in the FA Cup. The most famous meeting, the final in '79, Arsenal won 3-2. The only previous semi-final here at Villa Park in 1983, United won 2-1. Goals from Brian Robson and a 17-year-old Norman Whiteside. But let's put history aside. Alex Ferguson says that United are ready for this latest assault on Arsenal.
Well, I think that both teams are beginning confident. I mean, their form's been fantastic. The team spirit is wonderful. I mean, we are going into a semi-final in the right shape and frame of mind. And Arsenal too have been playing well. So there's no reason why both sets are not getting full of confidence and enjoys. What changes games is different things that happen. Maybe a bit of luck. Anything can happen in a game of football. It changes that. But there's no question about it, we're ready for the game.
People will set it up as the best defence against the best attack. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I think it's a fair assessment of both teams. We've scored 108 goals or something this season. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's round about that. And Arsenal have only won 13 goals in the league. So it's a terrific challenge for both sets.
Winning a double is very difficult. I suppose defending it is even more difficult. Have you been impressed the way Arsenal have gone about defending their titles?
Well, that's what they've done. They've defended it. The defensive record is fantastic, and they defend with a ruthlessness and a determination that experience they've had over the years, has got them in this position. So I think you know exactly their strength, and from there they have good outlets in attacking play. So it's going to be an interesting semi-final. It's not going to be a lot in it. We know that. They know that. It may be one goal decided. It could be a draw by the end of 90 minutes. But in semi-finals, you're one step away from Wembley. It's a fantastic incentive for us. We have a terrific record in semi-finals, and Villa Park's been good to Manchester United.
When you're in the pitch and you just want to win the ball, and sometimes you have a difficult contact, but I don't think so is go to the bad intention. I think he got the good temperament, and he's a footballer, and he's just a winner. He's have a good touch with his foot. I think he's very intelligent, because when you play in this position you need to think before your partner, and I think he do it so well. And he got a good motivation in the pitch because he's a winner, and I like the people like him. When I go to the pitch, I don't think about this, about my discipline or something like this. I know me, and the player, Arsenal player, know me, and that's it. I think that's the most important. When I go to the pitch, I just go to to give my best for my partner, for the club.
Arsenal fans were here very early, a real sea of yellow, the chain strip that's being used today. They lost the toss of choice for colours. For Manchester United, we're hearing some reports of delays on the M6 section of the stadium. The ground pretty equally divided, around 18,000 tickets for each club, and no delay for English football's equivalent of the immovable object and the irresistible force. The top two teams in the country, both undefeated since Christmas, breaking off from their battle against each other and Chelsea in the Premiership. In United's case, turning their thoughts from their beguiling bid to bring the European Cup to Old Trafford. It's a search for supremacy in the FA Cup that will either break Arsenal's ambitions for back-to-back League and FA Cup doubles, or render impossible United's tilt at unprecedented treble success. Well, there's no prioritising for the players. Every footballer, even the host of household names on parade today, wants the Wembley experience and cannot get enough of it. That's what is at stake in this mouth-watering semi-final. Quite simply, it's Manchester United against Arsenal for a place in the FA Cup final. You could hardly imagine a more supercharged semi-final. Ryan Giggs, stoppage time goal in his 350th appearance for his only club, extended Manchester United's unbeaten run to 21 games. Arsenal's sequence stands at 19 since they last lost here at Villa Park to Aston Villa when Arsene Wenger saw his side 2-0 in front. Credit to the Arsenal marketing department. They've got his fans kitted out with their yellow cards, yellow balloons. Everything awash with colour. But Alec Ferguson and everyone connected with football will remember 10 years ago the tragic events on FA Cup semi-final day at Hillsborough, and that tragedy will be remembered here today with a minute's silence.
Period of silence, please, respect and memory 10 years ago at Hillsborough disaster. Please have a period of silence. Thank you.
Respect perfectly paid. So here we go, the favourites for the FA Cup against the holders, the Premiership leaders against the defending champions and closest challengers. Both these clubs awash with honours and chasing each other for more silverware. A lot of repair work at Villa Park after the Premiership game here yesterday to get the pitch in reasonable order. Villa Park, where Manchester United have never lost an FA Cup semi-final, where Arsenal have lost just one to United 16 years ago. First clearance from Tony Adams. And then Martin Keown's header. David Ellery, the referee, sure to keep an eagle eye on the early challenges. That was Butt and Parlour.
Well, normally I would say, here we go, Martin, semi-final, first few minutes, hear them, scare them. I don't think we get that with these two. I think they're so experienced now, they have so much respect for each other, they know each other pretty well. I think they'll just try and slip into what they would regard as normal for their routine in a football match.
Anelka. Bergkamp, who missed the semi-final last season when Arsenal won on this ground against Wolves. He was suspended there. Dixon. Vieira. Nigel Winterburn, who's really defied medical diagnosis to take part today. Challenged by Gary Neville on Overmars.
Very tight, wasn't he? I think the one thing I watched United play on Wednesday, Martin, and they didn't start the game in the kind of tempo I thought they would. That's a booking, there's no doubt in my mind. That's silly. They should be more experienced than that, Gary. Got away with a tackle from behind seconds earlier, where he did probably just win the ball, but nowhere near it here. Absolutely nowhere near it. Can have no arguments. He's now got to play 88 minutes against Mark Overmars' pace and not miss time another tackle.
A psychological early edge for Arsenal, and the free kick to follow.
Well, any sort of touch there. Great ball in. Horrible to deal with. And when it misses the front post area, where two have gone in, it just needs anyone getting in the end of it. Through Vieira's legs. They'll think that was a chance, the Frenchman. Drops down quickly over the heads of the ones at the front post, but any touch at all from Vieira would surely have tested Peter Schmeichel. He knows it was close, the Arsenal manager.
Well, you think of Nelson Vivas, brought in to stabilise the midfield, get his tackles in, but he took a very sophisticated free kick though. There he goes with the tackling. It breaks for Vieira. A little bit of contact by Roy Keane. David Ellery's past FA Cup experience includes sending off Keane here in a semi-final replay 4 years ago. It was against Crystal Palace. Vivas again. Bit of headwork from Anelka. Vieira wins it from Keane. Bot sliding in. Good beginning by Arsenal. Dixon. Arsenal have had much the better of these pressure cooker clashes over the last 2 years. Four successive wins, and then they were leading at Old Trafford in February when Andy Cole came up with an equaliser. Adams' clearance. Beckham. York, who knows this ground so well, didn't get too far then. And well offside, Anelka.
That's a chance though, Martin, when United are on the attack like that and the back four's high up the pitch. You look how high, they're even in their own half. He's not offside, he's a yard in his own half. Linesman got it wrong, but that's what happens when you're dealing with the pace of Anelka, and that's what United mustn't let happen. Because you don't catch the lad, it's as simple as that. I don't care how quick you are, whether you're Ronnie Johnson or Jaap Stam. I think if that lad gets 2 yards ahead of either of the centre-backs, then they're not going to catch him.
Giggs. Trying to fight him. Vieira. Arsenal not wanting to get caught there on the edge of their own penalty area. It was a real surprise to see Stam and Johnson push up ridiculously far as it turned out. And I think they would look to defend deep against Anelka. Keane. Maybe Ronnie Johnson thinks he can catch it.
Really, mate, I think when they have the ball, man, you have to push up. You have to push up near the halfway line, where they are now. But
over the halfway line?
Well, yeah, if he goes there, I think if Anelka goes there, you can do. But what should happen, I think, technically, is that as soon as they lose the ball, then you have to drop 2 yards, 3 yards deeper than Anelka, just to give yourself a start.
Keane. Well done by Cole. First examination of Dixon's fitness. One Dutchman climbing all over another. Down on Bergkamp. Vieira. Overmars. Anelka rather running into his space. Overmars trying to carry the ball. The grass on this pitch does mask a rather uneven playing surface, and there's more work for David Ellery here. And he's got the card out, I think, for Vivas.
It is, Martin. Yeah, just a little off the ball. As David Beckham pops the pass away, you see the block from Vivas. Deliberate. No arguments. Two silly bookings we've had in the opening 6 minutes of the match.
Oh, I tell you. On Keown. That's how the referee saw it.
I see Dwight York just asked the question. There was a little bit of contact from both. It looked a pretty good battle, you know. The edge of the 18-yard box. Nothing out of two for Ray Parlour at the moment. He does, when he does tuck in field like that, then it does allow Dixon the option to come forward, Mark. He's tried to pick him out twice now. Parlour hasn't connected with him yet.
Here's Giggs. Good for Winterburn. Don't want to panic. Anelka letting it run for Bergkamp and looking to speed after the return. Brilliant. The danger very well recognised by the captain.
That was a classic counter-attack from Arsenal. Ball into Bergkamp and Anelka spun in it. He did what I thought he'd do. He left Jonsson, but the captain was aware of it.
It's United's turn here. Giggs the orchestrator of this attack. Andy Cole on the ball. Adams only partially away. Chance for Keane to have a crack. His first touch was a bit on the heavy side. And now Arsenal. It's a very bright beginning here. No semi-final tension so far. Bergkamp unlucky, and who was chasing up for the pass? Tony Adams. Parlour, Arsenal have got it again, keeping United on the back foot. Anelka past Owen, but not past Stack.
Oh, what an opening to a semi-final, Mark. I thought we might get a bit of respect, a little bit of sparring, a little bit of fencing, but they've just come out and gone for it, particularly Arsenal, who are, well, what a start. Let's hope it continues like this.
Vivas. Well read this time by Gary Neville. Beckham. Arsenal made a mess of trying to get that away, and Neville loops in the cross, and Giggs and Cole confuse each other for a moment. Cole has it. Giggs has a great chance. Oh, a terrific chance for Manchester United.
Oh, what a chance, Ryan Giggs, and he knows it. Well, they really almost commit suicide here defensively, but once Martin Keown misses it, both players, Keown and Dixon, are attracted to the ball. Vieira thinks to join him. It leaves Giggs absolutely wide open. It's perhaps a little bit square to him. He had to take half a step back away from goal. He just had to dig it out, which meant he got underneath it a little. I think a yard in front of him, he would have buried that, Ryan Giggs.
Well, I don't know what it is with maybe so many of the international cast on display here have played in semi-finals before that they're not feeling the traditional nerves this close to Wembley. It's a rattlingly good beginning. Just punctuated with the seriousness of 2 yellow cards, one for Gary Neville, one for Vivas. Owen. A bouncing header from Giggs, but well forward. David Seaman with 2 FA Cup winners' medals already, so too has his opposite number today, Peter Schmeichel. Johnson wasn't a lot of pace on the ball, he had to impart some of his own. the attacking players on both sides to this point. Here's Beckham. Evans can't get it away initially, helped out by Vivas. Getting the better there of Overmars. Neville's cross. Cole wasn't giving that one up.
Yeah, he did brilliantly, Coley. Absolutely top class, chased the lost cause, and he's really got his team a free kick. Lee Dixon looking to just let it go, and that's inexperience from him. He's experienced enough to know he shouldn't be giving away free kicks there, because Beckham can produce quality. And not there.
Owen. Beckham who'd taken the free kick, he stayed on the left. And Cole not anticipating Dwight York's little flick. And the ball has reached Beckham. Giggs.
Well, he had a little look as the ball was on its way, and he saw Tony Adams come towards him. I actually thought he was just going to knock it around the corner and go himself, and he just tried to play it into a space. He has a little look, you see him look round, and he sees him coming. I thought he was just going to nick it round and follow it, but he was looking for Andy Cole.
Well, Arsenal have gone more than 9 hours since they last conceded a goal. That record have easily been shattered here in the opening 10 minutes. Kia. Giggs didn't want to go in that direction. It's been forward for both sides so far. Dixon didn't play in the semi-final last season, he was injured, but 8 of the Arsenal team that started that win over Wolves are involved today. Stam, not an easy kick for Schmeichel, and it's gone straight to Anelka. And he tried too much, and it's brought out by Giggs. Beckham. This semi-final in the sunshine, setting very high standards in its opening chapter.
That's the pace it's been played at, Martin. Test quality of the players and views are there for all to see, because the way to play at this pace and with this control, some of the passing's been first class, movement's been excellent.
Anelka. A weapon that Arsenal use from time to time. Overmars from loitering wide, suddenly darts through the centre. But as it bounced off Anelka to him, Johnson had to scurry. Glancing touch from David Beckham. Key. Nicky Butt and the referee collide. Vieira went on with the ball, and Arsenal with the thrust of Parler, but it was matched in abundance by Jaap Stam.
Brilliant tackle, perfectly timed, perfectly executed.
York just turns on Keown there. David Ellery just wants a word with Keown and York after that great piece of defending by Jaap Stam. Slipped by Dixon, allowing Giggs an unattended pass through to Butt's-Ron. Came to little for Manchester United. Still a little little too tight on Bergkamp that time.
Great tackle by Adams just early. Martin Buck made a lovely run. He got in behind Vieira, which doesn't happen often. Adams very quickly alert. Cross, lovely block.
It's well read at the back by Ronnie Johnson. Similarly for United to what Andy was pointing out. Arsenal's defending. But Arsenal have allowed Cole some space here. And against his first club, of course, Andy Cole. Beckham coming across from more near post position to the right-hand side.
And a great York that turned and gone in there as well. Mark was at the edge of the box. I think totally unmarked if Andy Cole had spotted him.
Winterburn. Overmars to work with. Bounces off Gary Neville a little, luckily for Arsenal. Schmeichel had started to come and he has to go back-pedalling quickly. Bergkamp. Vivas. And Nelka was a difficult one to control. Sent up for the shot. Dixon. Fired across by Parlour. That's where Arsenal don't look quite so dangerous. Players attacking, of course, is Anelka and Bergkamp have many qualities. You'd expect Johnson and Stan to deal with the ball lofted in the air. Vieira. Keane will be first to this. Vivas.
Good
I
line.
don't think there's any doubt about that offside decision.
Good line.
Anelka.
And that's when you can do it. And you're all in a line, you've got good communication across the back. You just let him run. And he won't get disappointed, Nicholas Anelka, Martin. That's the one thing about him. He's prepared to get caught offside maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a match for the one time that he gets away.
Well, he started 4 games for Arsenal against Manchester United and scored in each of them.
It's not as if we're short of people who score goals today, are we? We've got 20 outfield players and I think only Dixon and Winterburn haven't scored a goal for the club this year.
Keane. Oh, that's stylishly done by Butt. And it's brought some space here for Owen. 3 forward for the cross. Oh, it might come back for Andy Cole. Keown, who is quick, needed to be. A foul by Beckham and Winterburn.
He knows what it's about, Nigel Winterburn. This is a great ball in and it really causes a bit of confusion. Gets away from Keown, but it's defenders and good defenders, Martin. That's the part of it, it's the quick recovery. And this is a free kick. Look at Nigel Winterburn, he was in, he was making it his, he was determined, he was going to make life difficult for David Beckham. Just got caught a little awkwardly. I feel pretty sure he'll be alright.
Yes, the injury that he was concerned about in the build-up to this game was a sore hamstring, so it's clearly not a recurrence of that. Gary Lewin administering the care and attention. It's enough to make Arsene Wenger scratch his head and think about what he might do, just in case it's the worst for Winterburn here. A pause. It's been a breathless opening 20 minutes or so. Time to tell you that later tonight, semi-final time in Scotland. Now St Johnstone beat Rangers in the league recently. Can they do the same in the semi-final stage of the Scottish Cup? You'll see Sky Sports 1, 5:30. And Monday night football and quite a contest there. Leeds United with such a splendid sequence that they're trying to extend against Liverpool. It's always been one of the great fixtures and it takes place in front of our cameras tomorrow at 7.
Well, I didn't seem to be an awful lot of contact anyway, Martin, in this. They're just scrambling, they're barging each other. It's not like Nigel Winterburn to stay down. He's a tough cookie. He's obviously been caught awkwardly.
He's certainly taken the wind out of his sails.
Yeah, he gets caught.
Where the point of contact was. Yeah, it might be a rib that's gone. Johnson, Arsenal down to 10 men for the moment. Anelka. That's a terrific reach by Patrick Vieira. Winterburn back on his feet.
He's want to come back on.
The old warrior. 35 now, Nigel Winterburn. And he is grittiness personified. And it'll take true grit for him to play on through the pain here. Yeah, decides to give him the ball, maybe with a second thought. Overmars. And space for Dixon.
Good movement. That's what they do. Parlour again infield, attracted Ryan Giggs in as well, and it just allowed space for Dixon to come forward. The poor cross from him.
Keeping an eye on Winterburn, who's still trying to catch his breath really. But might get the ball here from Vivas. He uses Bergkamp instead. Pass Keane. Not pass, but not sure what was in Bergkamp's mind then. Manchester United hoped with his solo contribution, and now Keown threatened by Cole. York was quickly up in support. Anelka. Charged down by Stam.
Yeah.
Arsenal free kick.
I think he was just letting him know. He's always have to go through Anelka to get to the ball there. Almost as if say, yeah, I'm around. Take a bit of that. Little calling card, no more than that. Well, it's quite a distance, and certainly the run up and lack of it suggests that this is going to be looking for someone rather than hit.
So Bergkamp takes it, and it's very tame from Arsenal's point of view. One up for United. It's Andy Cole. Adams.
Good battle in there. That's certainly midfield there, but Keane Vivas.
Bergkamp. Better movement from Arsenal this time, including Parlour and Dennis Irwin. Just got enough of the ball there to spare United's blushes.
Well, the defence has been fantastic, Mark, so far in this match, and it's had to be because of the attacking football, and the build-up's been superb at times, and both sets of defenders are really having to be at their very, very best to stop any chances being created. Super interception from Dennis Irwin.
Vivas through the corner. Oh, it's Adams! Who has scored the winning goal in an FA Cup semi-final in the past against Tottenham at Wembley.
Well, Stam gets caught under it. He's responsible for Adams. He's never really beaten the goalkeeper. It's straight at him. I think Tony Adams will feel this was a chance for him. He doesn't really get up and get it powered. He just directs it using the pace on the ball.
It's now towards Keown this time. Cleared by Giggs. Bergkamp. Arsenal a bit slow slow to react there. Say that about Cole, but the free kick given against him. Dixon. Bergkamp wanted a free kick, didn't get it. It's a kick ball to York from Giggs. Dixon with the interception.
And you just think Dennis Bergkamp, above all others, would want to win this match. Mark missed out in the final last year. He has talked about it, his disappointment in that happening. You just feel that he, above all other Arsenal players probably playing today, be the more determined of any to make sure his team get through.
Anelka. Early in the season, Arsenal had those two really big wins over Manchester United. To beat Manchester United 3-0 once is something, to do it twice, as they did in the Charity Shield and the league game at Highbury. Vivas. Keen seeing more of Vivas than Vieira.
Yeah,
the way it's shaped up.
That's the way they've paired off. Vivas has been against Keane and Vieira has been against Butt. Can come right again. Good joy with this ball with Lee Dixon.
Vieira. Touch back to Dixon by Anelka. Bergkamp trying to spin off Ronnie Johnson. Gary Neville recognised the danger. And infield to get ahead to the ball at an important time. Adams caught in the face by York. Header. There's a loose one. York seizes onto it. Uses Roy Keane. Possibilities here for Manchester United. The cross partially cleared by Keogh. Vieira again. And Anelka couldn't resist leaning into it with an arm.
Unreal. Vieira must beat you play against Martin. The amount of times you see players and they think they're past them, suddenly those long legs come out and just hook the ball away. Great quality.
Played towards Keane by Beckham from the free kick. Keane played in the semi-final here in his Nottingham Forest days, successfully against West Ham. He scored in a 4-0 triumph back in '91. Mentioned sending Roy Keane off here in '95, but he also gave Manchester United 2 penalties in an FA Cup final against Chelsea in '94. Owen. Dixon happy just to help it on. To play it short. I'm sure that Irwin was quite so happy about that. He just shot a look back at his goalkeeper.
It's where he's less sure, Schmeichel, on that left side, Martin. He's not great with his left foot. He always tries to run round him and play them with his right if he can, or pass him like he did to Dennis.
But how well his form has returned, almost since he announced that he would be leaving Manchester United at the end of the season. Will this be his last FA Cup game?
Well, I can't believe a player of his quality and the career that he's had doesn't want to face another FA Cup semi-final, another Champions League maybe semi-final, potential final. It just seems strange that when you're built to do what he does, that you bring it to an early end.
Some variety into Manchester United's positional play by cropping up there. Anelka, not really controlled. Beckham on the wander again. Blocked by Keown with what? Decision is a corner. Manchester United fans have a part of the big Holt End stand. The majority with Arsenal behind that goal, but the United contingent had a good look at this.
Yeah, it's in the arm, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. And the corner's a right decision. And they're looking for better delivery than his last one.
Well, just over half an hour play. Plenty of invention. No goals yet. Our first FA Cup semi-final today. Giggs. There's a deflection on it, but it suited David Seaman in the end. Winterburn moving more freely now. Vivas. Did roll there. To ease it wide to Dixon. Manchester United well, they're grouped up defensively, and Arsenal can't pick a pass through them that time. Giggs. Just seemed to carry on a pace beyond where Andy Cole wanted the ball to drop. Again, the outlet for Arsenal through the right back. Bergkamp. Manchester United a little slow to react. Overmars waving Winterburn outside him so that he could go on. Mark Overmars with that change of pace, and what a vital tackle for Gary Neville. If he got it wrong, it would have been a penalty. It probably would have been a sending off for him, having been booked.
Well, this is why we're 0-0, and this is why hardly any keepers had a shot to save, Martin, because the quality of the defending has been absolutely top draw. Again, perfectly timed tackle from Gary Neville.
Coming in. Bergkamp beaten out by Schmeichel. Ray Parler's there. And it's Owen who clears as he was mown down by Adams, who apologises for the foul which the referee spotted.
What a save though. What a save. Tell you what's brilliant about this, you look at the way he gets past players here, Martin. He's on his line, but look at him. By the time the shot comes in, he's 6 yards out. And had he not gone there, then Vieira just might have stuck it a right foot out and knocked it in. But he was prepared to come out, leave his line, narrow the angle. Well, he got it all right.
More evidence for your Don't Go Peter campaign. Dennis Owen is staying, he's got a new contract. He's been a real star of previous semi-finals. Scored in one against his old club Oldham, scored here against Crystal Palace in '95. And of course he's on penalties, I'm sure, today. He didn't play in the league game in February between these two at Old Trafford. United got a penalty and Dwight York missed it. Misplaced the pass then. It's Winterburn. And it's well wide. Well, no manager has ever taken a team 5 times to FA Cup finals at Wembley. Alex Ferguson will be the first if Manchester United get through this semi-final. Arsene Wenger, who has seen his side mount the challenge on the twin fronts again, tried to scale the twin peaks of League and FA Cup in the same season. To do it 2 seasons running would be sensational. There's Johnson getting a piece of Bergkamp and the ball.
Yeah, good decision that from the referee. Johnson did clearly win the ball. That's why a throw-in was given to Arsenal.
Beckham having to defend. He's been quite happy to go down good path length of the pitch to do his tackling. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Still nothing between the irresistible force and the immovable object. But gets it back from Owen. Giggs with a little touch through. Arsenal knock that up easily enough. Keown leading the chase against Dwight York. Played once in the semi-final for Aston Villa as a loser at Old Trafford against Liverpool. Bergkamp, as he got the acceleration back, came Keane again. It's more with a sense of responsibility. He's always had that as a player in terms of the strategy of his football, not always in terms of his temperament, although captaining Manchester United has curbed a great deal of the previous successes.
He's done that brilliantly in the first half, Roy Keane. Been very important.
Beckham just got a yard on Winterburn here. Now, is it going to be one of the great Beckham crosses? Dixon gets his head to it. Drops for Keane. Opportunity for Gary Neville to whip it in now for Manchester United. Off Martin Keown's head, another Manchester United corner.
Well, you'd always expect, I think, Adams and Keown if positioned right and the ball's tossed in there to win it. It's got to be more Beckham like the cross, you know, a bit of pace, bit of bend. Gives York and goal a better chance.
Good pursuing by Beckham. Giggs chasing his own touch round Dixon. Great play by Ryan Giggs. And it leads to a chance for Roy Keane. But the flag is up. It's not going to count.
I'll tell you what, Martin, that's wanted debate. That's wanted debate. I don't see how you can give offside here unless somebody's offside with a cross, and they can't be offside with a cross. He's offside there. I'll tell you what, the flag's gone up earlier, I think. Now it's gone up again. Now this flag's gone up when Ryan Giggs tucked it round the corner. It's not for the shot, it's nothing to do with that. That will be debated, and long and hard. I think it's a goal. I think it should stand. I think the linesman's got it wrong.
Well, David Ellery may not have made his final decision yet. He's pointing across to the far side, Graham Atkins, the linesman, and the referee has accepted that point of view from his assistant.
Watch this, Martin, now, as he tucks it round the defender here. Now look, right in the middle here, just on the 18-yard line. Now the flag's gone up. It comes down again, you'll see, but as soon as Giggs crosses, the flag goes up again, because there's nothing wrong with this goal. I think it should stand. You cannot be offside playing the ball into your own pass, and certainly whoever was central cannot be offside. He's not in the active area. I think it's a bad decision. United are furious. Dennis Irwin's just been booked. They just feel everything's going against them.
David Ellery, no stranger to semi-final controversy. Remember Chesterfield at Old Trafford 2 years ago when the ball seemed to go over the line and a goal wasn't given. The ball certainly flew into the back of the net here, and the referee responded to what his assistant saw, flagged for, and then described to the referee.
Well, you need a bit of fortune if you're going to win the FA Cup. Arsenal have had a huge chunk there.
And it's Keown's turn to look aggrieved. Free kick given against him. Contact on York.
I have to say, Martin, I thought for the opening 35 minutes as well, I thought Arsenal had just shaded it. I thought they were the better, looked more likely. United just had 2 or 3 minutes of good pressure, and that was brilliant play from Giggs. Great finish, and it's had no reward whatsoever.
Beckham with the free kick. Winterburn. And although Arsenal kept the ball, the referee wanted to make sure that Nicky Butt knew he'd spotted the foul, and I think there's so much heat in this situation that David Ellery, using his considerable experience to try and cool it down. Nil-nil. Dixon, Parlour. Well, he had Anelka with him, and Manchester United looked a bit light at the back. Bergkamp. And Keane kept him at bay. Didn't make the most of that position, Arsenal, then. Cleared by Gary Neville.
No, he didn't. I think Bergkamp's been in good possession, but it's not quite happened for him yet. He's been in possession, edge of the box, last third, where you would want Dennis Bergkamp to have the ball. But Phil Marks and Manchester United have managed to close him out more often than not. But, I didn't think this game could pick up much more, but I think with that decision, it certainly will do.
Anelka. Johnson, but Schmeichel tried to help him out. Ronnie Johnson was caught in a difficult situation. Couldn't be sure exactly where his goalkeeper was, where Bergkamp was. Keane hasn't scored an FA Cup goal for Manchester United for more than 5 years, and he was sure for a moment or two that he'd put that right. He was roaring off, racing away in triumph, and then he saw the flag. Owen. Manchester United fans and Arsenal fans would love Villa Park to be bigger. Capacity less than 40,000, but geographically it provides a splendid neutral ground when the London club meets the northern side.
Well,
almost 50 semi-finals here.
To fulfil demand, I guess we would, Martin, but it's still a great venue, great atmosphere around the place today.
Keane. Just enough time for Dixon to squeeze it away. Bergkamp. Parlour's been rather on the periphery by his standards for Arsenal. Not quite the same without Manu Petit alongside Vieira. And Parlour trying to get involved more infield. Keane. And Cole did well, didn't give it up. Neville. Beckham just trying to lift it in early. He'd spotted where Andy Cole was waiting. And moving towards stoppage time before half-time at Villa Park. Winterburn.
Whereas I thought Arsenal had a good half hour, Martin, I think United are certainly finishing the half the stronger. It's been a good last 15 minutes for the side in red.
But Giggs, maybe a chance to take on Dixon. And Lee Dixon used all his know-how, but Martin Keown thought it was going to run out. Andy Cole had other ideas. He's chasing everything. Giggs. But from Giggs' pass, Adams comes across, and Nelka, they can't get it away, Arsenal, but that's a challenge into the back of Anelka by a player who's already been booked, Dennis Irwin.
Just got to be careful. Referee using common sense here. Comes in behind. I mean, that's probably a booking 9 times out of 10, Martin, isn't it?
I think you can remove the word probably.
And I think he's taken into account the atmosphere, what's happened. Whether he should or not, others can debate it.
David Seaman slipped as he took that free kick. An easy back pass for Schmeichel to deal with, although he made it look easy with a pumping volley.
Well, it's been a good half of football. We haven't had goals, admittedly, but I'll tell you what, there's been much to admire in this game so far.
Were signalled for the time to be added on. Vieira. Arsenal settled the quicker of the two sides, there's no doubt about that, but Manchester United have picked up their game as the half has developed. York rather reflecting their current confidence with the back here. Giggs. And number 7 tricking the other. Vivas getting the better of Beckham. Vivas wanting to take it on. David O'Leary thought there was an advantage there. I don't really think there was. But it spares him having to make maybe a more awkward decision. Good challenge by York. Benefits Cole. Back for Dwight York. Oh, and he couldn't really dig out the shot.
No, I think he should take out his left
to survive again.
I think he should take this out his feet onto his left and hit it. I think by trying to control it into his right, it gives Keown enough chance, makes the shot awkward. Whereas if you take it out onto your left side, even if it's not your strongest, just hit the thing. You can get power, you can hit the target, you can really test the keeper.
9 years here at Villa Park, Dwight York. He's taken plenty of chances, more difficult than that one on this ground. Well, a lot of good attacking play, some fine defending, and one great debate here after 45 minutes of this FA Cup semi-final. Those arguments still going on about the disallowed goal. This is what it was all about. A case of when the flag goes up seemed to be that. The first point, I think you can just see it at the top of your screen. So what happened after that, in the mind of the assistant, was academic. It was a rasping shot, took a deflection on the way in from Roy Keane. United thought that they had scored. The shake of the head from David Ellery. I don't think we've heard the last of this one. But at half-time at Villa Park, it's Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0.
What a half. Plenty to talk about as well. It's goalless, but should it be? 2 attempts Manchester United, 1 on target, 3 Arsenal, 2 on target. Not too many after a blistering opening 5-10 minutes as well. 3 players booked, Neville and Owen from Manchester United, Vivas from Arsenal. Well, that couldn't be any more even, could it? Arsenal just shading possession. Steve Bruce and Alan Smith, our guests here. Only one talking point, Steve. Calm down. Let's have another look at it. Should it have stood? Ah, well.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, Ryan Giggs gets the ball here now, and this piece of skill alone, look, round the corner.
Keep your eyes on the top of the screen. Now he made a point in commentary.
Now he gives like now. What's the point? He's not interfering now. He's not interfering now. Now he's crossed the ball. Now you're telling me that linesman knew that Dwight York got the touch there, are you?
I'm not telling you anything. We've heard from Alan Wilkie, who's the 4th official, who said that player in the middle there, became active.
He gives the offside decision on this. Look,
we have not heard from the match officials. It's only Alan Wilkie that we've spoken to.
It's a great piece of skill by Ryan. It's a good cross in, a great finish by Roy Keane, and for big games like this and decisions what matter to you, no wonder players get incensed and people get upset, because that is, in my opinion, a legitimate goal.
I think even Alan Smith would have to concede that.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have got off very lightly there. You know, everybody says you need a bit of luck to win this cup, and you can't get a bigger slice than that. I think looking at that themselves, I mean, there's nobody better than the Arsenal back four to hold the line, which is exactly what they were doing. Whether the linesman thought that ball was going to York when he was offside, I don't know. But
why has he done that? He's put
exactly.
it down.
I mean, really, it is a mistake by the linesman, and one that Arsenal should be thankful for.
David Ellery even went and had a word with him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Does that compound the error?
Well, I think that even makes it worse, because I don't think the linesman he's given the decision when Ryan Giggs has played the ball. Now we all know the rules now. That if he's not interfering, which he wasn't at that time, was a great piece of skill by Ryan to get to the byline.
Does he become active in the second phase by getting the touch?
The linesman doesn't know that he's got the touch. He can't do, because there's 10 people in there and we've watched it 9 times, 10 times, and he cannot tell that he's become active then. And I'm not too bothered if he becomes active then. It's when the actual decision is made, that is when he was in the offside position. But when it builds up further, then for me it's a crazy.
Well, we've talked about their good fortune so far. Have Arsenal got out of jail, and can they respond?
Well, you think if they survive a piece of action like that, you think, well, perhaps United, that might cost them, because looking at the possession there, I mean, I thought that was quite deceptive. I thought United had more of the ball. You know, Arsenal in spasms have gone forward, threatened briefly, but I think there's probably more to come from them. And you know, if they get a goal, perhaps Arsenal will, Man United will do that mistake by the linesman.
It is goalless at Villa Park. Extra time today, incidentally, if we require it. If they still can't separate them, then we're back on Wednesday night, which is the agreed date for the replay. What a half, and plenty more to come as well. It's Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. The second half comes next. It's Manchester United against Arsenal, one or the other, 45 minutes away, perhaps, from Wembley. Let's rejoin Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Well, I should imagine Alec Ferguson was at the head of a lengthy queue asking for clarification at half-time from the officials about the disallowed goal. Arsenal must have thought for a moment that they were behind, something that's not happened to them in any game since the third round of the FA Cup, when they were 2 down at Preston.
I think that's right. That would have been an interesting little 15 minutes in the dressing room area at half-time there.
Arsenal get the second half underway. They got down to business quickly here at Villa Park, but then came up to half-time, arguably the best 20-minute spell that Manchester United have had against Arsenal, maybe in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think it was a stage in the match where sometimes you don't want half-time as a manager, and I don't think Alex Ferguson would have wanted half-time. I think Alex would have been quite happy for the game to have carried on. His team had weathered, not the storm, but they'd got themselves in the game. They were the dominant factor just before half-time, and that little lull would have allowed Arsene Wenger to get his team in and just put 1 or 2 things straight.
Disallowed goal, plus those 2 chances, Giggs before it happened, and Dwight York right on the stroke of half-time. Here is York, supported by Keane. Neville. He forced it past Winterburn. It's a great cross. Andy Cole couldn't quite turn it in. Giggs looked to turn it back. And Manchester United looking to pick up here where they left off at half-time.
What a ball from Neville. Just drops it in over Keown's head. I tell you, they get lucky again, Arsenal. Lee Dixon really didn't know an awful lot about that. Just hit him as Giggs tried to turn it back. What a chance for Cole.
Stay in play for Keane. Giggs. Beckham. Giggs and Beckham, very crucial figures for Manchester United as they picked up their game midway through the first half. Nicky Butt doing his expected battling bit in midfield. Sticky start to the second half for Arsenal. The Argentinian Vivas working overtime here into the back line, the midfield man today.
Well, they had to just for a minute. David Beckham got in behind them, but Vivas was able to spot him and get back in.
Long throw from Gary Neville. Giggs. Referee shakes his head again.
Flags up again, Martin, just below me here. Don't think the referee's seen it. He has now. Just went up as Ryan Giggs was just hooking the ball over his head. Drops down the edge of the box, and as Arsenal come out, you can see two United players. Flag went straight up.
Trial of strength there between Stam and Bergkamp.
Just looks a little frustrated to me, Dennis Bergkamp. I think Stam's done a pretty good job on him at the moment. Knows him very well, of course. International teammates.
And Stam tight on Bergkamp, who couldn't really get involved again. Parler comes in after the ball's gone on Irwin. Premiership, these sides separated by just a point. Arsenal played a game more. Manchester United feeling they should be separated by a goal here. Vivas. Clear off David Ellery to Bergkamp. Manchester United push forward, and every suggestion in these early second half minutes that they're capable of continuing doing that. Still got to be aware of the pace that Overmars and Anelka offer on the break for Arsenal. Here's Overmars and Anelka. Vieira. Giggs in the way.
Everyone thought it was going to be close, this match. It's certainly proven that.
We have the benefit of extra time today, should it be required. And in fact, shouldn't separate these two great rivals. It would be a replay back here on Wednesday. But
he's done a job, Nicky Butt, and an excellent job for United. Scholes and Butt must have been a tough call for Alex Ferguson. Nicky Butt has done what Alex, I think, picked him for. He's competed in there, he's won the ball, won the scraps.
Another tough call for him, or it was not to include Teddy Sheringham on the bench after his little cameo on Wednesday. He didn't make the 16, Sheringham, today.
A little bit again. Stam, just for the first time, was just tricked by Bergkamp, but who was back? Part of the midfield player's job, protecting his back four. Nicky Butt.
Beckham, plenty of licence to roam. Here's Neville. York. Confident passing here from Manchester United. Keane. Diggs. They've worked it round Vieira. Oh, and now Vivas, who was booked early in the game. Well, Dennis Irwin got the benefit of a doubt just before half-time, and the same applied by David Ellery to Vivas here.
Yeah, I think this is another one. That's a deliberate trip when Keane's away. That could easily have been a yellow card. It's often refreshing though, Martin. United filled with British players. I didn't see too many running up the referee trying to get him sent off.
A free kick conceded by an Argentinian, may be taken by David Beckham here. Certain poignancy there. Here is Beckham. He was following up, Gary Neville was following up. He almost disappeared down the tunnel to the dressing rooms.
Well, he's in good goal scoring form, Gary Neville. He's got one this season. So why not have a shot?
Yes, his ratio is 1 every 100 games. So he's not due for about 2 more seasons. But that was unlucky, as Ryan Giggs had run in behind Lee Dixon. Wembley awaits for the winners, but we're no nearer knowing whether it will be Arsenal or Manchester United. Walker hasn't scored in the FA Cup since his goal in the final against Newcastle. There, just to nip in again. Snares marginally slow to clear. That's why Manchester United have still got a spot of bother to deal with. Ronnie Johnson's done that. And there's a lot of room for Dwight York for United on the break. Giggs supporting infield. And Beckham is there. He's chipped it beautifully over Dixon. Giggs fires it across. Adams on sentry duty, as Arsenal need him to be, with Manchester United continuing to show in this passage of the game that they have the sharper cutting edge.
Well, we certainly started the better side second half for a good 10 minutes for Manchester United. I just get the impression with Arsenal, Mark, that 1 or 2 of the players that seem strange, a little bit flat at the moment.
Beckham's pass. Yes, it's Arsenal who look as though they had the big game last Wednesday and not United.
It does a bit. You know, people like Overmars have been very quiet.
They did play Tuesday, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't forget that. Against Blackburn in the Premiership. Blackburn worked them very hard, but Arsenal won it. Overmars trying to influence proceedings through the centre. He's not had too much joy after those really promising moments in which he lured Gary Neville in twice and Neville was booked for injudicious challenges. Parlour, he got the strength here against Dam, he might have. Stam recovered.
Free kick's been given, I think, edge of the box. Referee allowed it to go. I think he was trying to give Ray Parlour advantage. Just a mistimed in the air, but that's the free kick given there, but he allowed play to go. It's good refereeing.
Well, he allowed play to go quite a long time, I must say. Longer than usual. But he has pulled it back.
And they are always a threat from these sort of areas.
Bergkamp's free kick. And what an important touch again by a defender in a critical situation. It was Jaap Stam with Tony Adams poised behind him.
Well, he got caught first half from a corner, Stam under it, but he really did track the run well. The movement was good from Arsenal.
Keogh, Overmars. Under Ryan Giggs' foot. Adams playing wide right. Ball's gone out.
Yeah, get back.
Vieira. Trying to guide it forward for York. Adams there in the nick of time. glimpses here of better attacking form in the second half. And Nelka is attempting too much. Bergkamp, he's on the ball, anything is possible for the Gunners. Vieira, clean cut it out. Dixon, Parla, and Vivas keeping the pressure on United.
That's a giveaway. Great throw. Brilliant vision from the goalkeeper.
Here's York. Keane sticking with him and buying Arsenal a bit of time. Gary Neville's cross was a useful one as well. It was dropping here for Butt now. Tony Adams was having to work hard to deal with the original ball in.
They do press at the edge of the box brilliantly, Arsenal, Mark, when anything drops there. You can see two people, it's not a great area clearance, but as it drops down, Vieira and Adams really making it difficult for Nicky Butt.
The deflection on the shot leads to a Manchester United corner. Almost an hour played at Villa Park. Neville, he was in too much of a hurry. Stam. It's a throw that David Ella is given. Manchester United have got no right back at the moment. Gary Neville's crossing from the left. Now can Arsenal get the ball to Overmars here?
They've got decent protection. Well, Nicky Butt very quickly spots that. Well played.
Beckham. Giggs. Cole, there's no flag. Andy Cole for Manchester United. And David Seaman was able to make the save. Cole would have preferred it on his right-hand side, I'm sure.
Well, there was evidence of a weaker left side. That's a glorious opportunity.
Anelka. Can Arsenal find the goal touch? Only a few seconds after they were looking vulnerable again. The clearer chances in this semi-final had gone to Manchester United, who contentiously had a first-half goal disallowed. Bergkamp.
I don't think the chip was ever on. Got a little bit narrow, a little bit tight. Thought he might have taken the hit early. As the ball just got played down, they work it really well for once, and I thought just as it's in front of him, one touch and hit. He took two touches on it, got a bit narrow. But Andy Cole's at the other end was a really good chance, Martin. Tony Adams steps out to play offside. Well, you can't do that when you're centre-back and was opposite you and playing him on. And that wasn't a great strike. Never really troubled David Seaman. He knows it was a chance, Andy. It's his first chance.
I remember a goal he scored here against Chelsea in an FA Cup semi-final. The last time Manchester United reached this stage. He got United level, if memory serves me right, and David Beckham sent him to Wembley. Is that really 3 years ago? Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
Keogh. Defending from the front, Dwight York.
They got on the front foot, Manchester United.
Fouled. Bergkamp can't believe a free kick's not been given there either. Giggs.
Go wide.
Beckham, great time. Waiting was York. The ball never got to him. A chance maybe for Anelka to run and take on Ronnie Johnson, but Roy Keane got back to help his central defender. It breaks for Overmars onto Bergkamp. Shot struck Johnson, and Nelka blocked by the chest of Stam, says the referee.
Well, these two are slugging it out. Mark, the game's opened up just a fraction. I don't think either of them wants a replay.
Two of the game's heavyweights looking for a knockout punch. Toe to toe, Manchester United and Arsenal. Diggs. A stage where the supporters might just be able to influence things, trying to play their part here. It's only a couple of weeks away, the decision as to whether Villa Park can be extended to 50,000 capacity. Let's hope that goes through. And what semi-final atmospheres we will have before that is put together. Not enough grounds big enough in this country, Andy, I'm afraid, at the moment.
Not yet, we're getting there.
Butt's performance has vindicated Mike Ferguson's brave decision to prefer him to Paul Scholes. Scholes may yet play a part, of course. Bergkamp. Beckham. Stam. Beckham searching the space on the left-hand side. Still more a tale of Manchester United's verve and attacking skills against Arsenal's durability and defensive might.
Well, that's what we've seen for the last half hour of this game.
York. Maybe partially off Adams as well. It was alive, and Winterburn has coped with that first half injury. Overmars accelerates beyond Keane. 4 forward for Arsenal, 4 back for Manchester United. Bergkamp waits for Dixon.
That's the danger for Manchester United at the moment, Mark, the way the game's set up. Is that they're prepared to gamble and push men forward, and if they lose it like they did, and it breaks in Overmars or Elkar and Bergkamp even to pick out one of those two running, then there's a threat. But what they did have was a back four intact there, very much so as they broke Arsenal, and they were very compact, good line, made it difficult for Arsenal to get through them.
Manchester United have got through the last 9 FA Cup semi-finals. Go back to 1970 to find the last time they were beaten. It's by Leeds, and the match was a second replay at Bolton. Fowler. Vivas did well to work the position on the right-hand side, and maybe the cross deserved a little more attacking commitment from those to get into the centre.
It's not something to look for. I think Bergkamp, Overmars, and certainly don't look for crosses coming in and getting in on the end of them.
York can turn and take it forward. Hole pulls left. Giggs is through the centre. Manchester United looking for the breakthrough. They've threatened and they threaten again. And again, there's no end product.
Well, he's looking as if he's asking Ryan Giggs and Dwight York, why are you not there? I don't think he's looking to shoot here, it's just played across. There's no way Giggs is too much of an angle on the ball. Ryan Giggs is never going to get in on that.
Scottish Cup semi-final tonight. St Johnstone against Rangers for the right to meet Celtic in the final. Sky Sports 1, 5:30. Monday night football from Ellen Road. It should be a cracker. Leeds against Liverpool. Sky Sports 1 at 7.
Dwight York, Martin, is actually starting to have a little bit of an effect on this game. He's dropping off Tony Adams and he's letting him go. And we can get the ball to Dwight, and he's certainly got the ability to either go on his own or pick someone out.
That's ambitious, but why not in these circumstances? Yes, York's gone 5 games before today without scoring. Andy Cole has scored only once in his last 10 games for Manchester United. That was the 2 that he got at Newcastle. But they had to slow down sometime.
Yeah, but it was that kind of halt after the new year last year that really cost them on both fronts, Martin, wasn't it? They failed to score. Andy Cole, Teddy Sheringham really dried up last year. It cost United dearly.
Well, Solskjaer is the substitute with 16 goals already this season. It could be used. Years ago, these teams contested the final, of course. Pat Rice, Arsene Wenger's right-hand man. He collected the cup. Historic finale. Arsenal were 2 up. Manchester United pulled it back to 2-2. Sammy McIlroy and Gordon McQueen. And then Alan Sunderland almost from the kick-off. But Arsenal in front again to win it. Short for Adams. Overmars. Parler can't get it wide. Dixon was waiting. Something they did well in the opening 20 minutes of the game. Giggs. Adams will knock that up though. Bergkamp. Now Vieira. It's a delightful pass by Bergkamp. Can Vieira take it on? Offside given against Anelka. And when Bergkamp drops deep and gets the ball to feet, he really can influence the play. Arsenal looking to do that on a more regular basis.
Well, Vieira get in, Martin. He just gets in behind Roy Keane, I think, lets him get in front. You can see Keane trying to get back, and this is well done by Ronnie Johnson. He takes the chance. Fortunately, you see Gary Neville desperately trying to hold his line. They did it, they got it right.
Yeah, Johnson knew what he was doing. The brakes went on very hard indeed from Gary Neville. Dixon is hurt.
Well, the noise around the ground is coming from the fans in red. I think, like, fans can tell as well in a game who's playing well, who's got the upper hand a little. I think United fans realise their team are playing pretty well at the moment. They've had a pretty good second half. And Arsenal fans starting to respond now with their own chants. A wonderful atmosphere. Really building beautifully.
The United supporters may be feeling that it's time to take the initiative back from Arsenal. They've not beaten them in the last 5, they've lost those 4 in a row, then that 1-1 at Old Trafford in February. And Roy Keane, you'll never be able to persuade him.
Or me.
That goal should have been chalked off.
Or me. In the lines when I know what he's doing, he's obviously flagged, realised it's not happening, but I can't understand why it goes up there again. I really don't know why it's gone back up, having coming down. Brilliant play, unrewarded from Giggs. I can only think that he thought Dwight York, the pass was intended for him. It was a wonderful strike from the Manchester United skipper.
And remains still the main talking point. But Manchester United must also accept that they have had the opportunities to put Arsenal away here. Giggs and York in the first half, Cole in the second half in particular. Carla. There's Nicky Butt again, where Manchester United needed. Has he overdone it? He has done. He'll get the free kick. Well, Manchester United have left Cole upfield, and Winterburn and Dixon fall back to deal with him. So Adams and Keogh. 9 men in the centre. Adams. Vivas. It's Tony Adams. And Owen across. And it looked for a second as though it would run to Bergkamp. Vivas. This is Overmars. But the strength came from Keane, the desire. And Manchester United got it to Beckham. He was in too much of a hurry to take it on.
Interesting if you're a manager, Martin. You know, you'd look to change games. How can I win it? What can I do to win the match? I'm sure that's a chat that Alex and Steve McLaren are having. And I just wonder, it's often difficult for a manager to change. When it's 0-0, big game like this, you're half worried that the change you make not wins you the game, but costs you the game. And that's what they're having to fight with, battle with mentally, these managers.
Arsenal won their quarter-final, of course, in the last minute against Derby. The player who got the goal is on the bench today, Kanu. Arsene Wenger managed to persuade Nigeria that they didn't need him today.
Well, Manchester United won their tie against Liverpool last minute as well. So they've both gone late in this competition at certain times.
Flag up here. United home draws against the Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Fulham and Chelsea. That finished as a draw, the last one, and they won the replay. 2 goals from Dwight York at Stamford Bridge. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wondering whether he might be summoned. Bergkamp, but Johnson stuck out a foot. Parler. He's got a bit to spare there because a bit in hand. He's the right man to play against Anelka.
Well, he gave himself a little depth there, gave himself a 2-3 yard start.
Arsenal were 2-0 down, as we said earlier, to Preston, came through 4-2. They won at Wolves, although the team was sent off in the Sheffield United saga. Expert comments from Steve Bruce. Quarter-final against Derby. Which, the villain against Sheffield United. The villain here is Vieira for Arsenal. York. It's Dwight York with 3 in the centre. Oh, and the header from Keane, who was complaining he was being held as he came in. It went straight at Seaman.
Well, they might well have been doing, but Lee Dixon, if you're a defender, it's exactly what you'd have wanted him to have been doing, Mark. He was all over Roy Keane. But Vieira's a lucky boy. Really sloppy play for him.
Anelka, Overmars, and that's the free kick. No.
Well, that looked a free kick to me, I have to say, Martin.
Not to me. York. Whether the referee's viewers masked as Overmars went down. Keane. Inside the last 15 minutes, unless of course we go to extra time. Cole. In from Beckham. And, Andy Cole got in front of Martin Keown there. Here's Parlour, trying to impose himself through midfield. Surrounded by players in red shirts, but helped by Vivas. Bergkamp. This is Lee Dixon. Well, Bergkamp. Onside. Corner for Arsenal. Crafty pass by Dixon.
He had nothing else on, he just lack of movement, Lee Dixon, Mark. He was looking around and both Anelka and Bergkamp were just kind of standing, not offering anything. He actually made them go after it with the deftness of his pass.
Vivas with the corner. Easy for York.
Well, Roy Keane's come very close as anyone. He's scoring a goal today. Look at his run into the box, brilliant. But watch Lee Dixon, he was saying, okay, I'm not getting there, but I'm going to make it difficult. And that's exactly what he did. He made it awkward for him, but look at Keane fighting for the header. Lovely play.
Well, man of the match might get a little early, I think, with the total decision making. But it's 0-6-0, 1-1, 2-3. Here's Gary Neville. 3 in the centre for United, and Neville couldn't pick any of them out.
What a chance, man.
There was Cole, there was York, there was Giggs.
I think Andy Cole's prime place here. We break him here, and Andy Cole's just going to find himself at the edge of the 6-yard box. You see him, he wants it. Anything fed along there would have given Cole a brilliant chance. But once again, it's Manchester United who are fashioning the chances, who look the most likely. That's always a dangerous thing to say when you're playing against a side like Arsenal.
Keown. Oh, somehow guiding it on to Anelka. Manchester United in the shape of Butt. Has put so much into this 80 minutes. You sense that a gap or two might open up before we reach the 90-minute mark. Play on, says David Ellery. Giggs lets it run, and it's come all the way to Butt. Beckham went over the leg of Overmars.
Well, this is a chance, is it? A foul. David Beckham looks to tuck in. Well, there's a little bit of contact made. It's a free kick, obstruction as much as anything really there, but the arm's not going up. David Beckham will know he's in a situation here where, well, a goal now with less than 10 minutes to go might well be the match winner. We do have the option, Giggs of course. Equally as good, might suit the left footer.
Beckham scored in his last 2 league games after a long time without a goal. Neville trying to mix things up a bit. It's Beckham! Well, David Seaman moved very late, and had it been on target, one would have feared for Arsenal.
Well, if the wall's doing its job, then and this is coming wide of the wall, you expect it to be wide of the goal. You see the way he's hitting it, it's going to be swerving from right to left. It might start on target, it's only a yard wide, but the swerve was always going to take it that way.
Was it Dixon there who was pretty grateful to get out of the way?
I think if he'd have driven it, David, and hit it that straight mark, it might well have gone in off the post.
It's come off Keane. Will it run to Schmeichel's penalty area? It won't. It's on the roof of the stand. A massive kick.
I won't be getting that back. Not for a while.
Oh, it's a massive contest, as predicted. It wasn't a difficult call, was it? But One wonders what would have happened if that Manchester United goal had been allowed to stand in the first half. But nice kick by Dixon, and he got lucky. Vieira. The roughhouse treatment on Anelka by Jaap Stam.
I think they've played them really well. Stam and Johnson, Bergkamp and Anelka played them really well, the defenders.
Overmars. See what was in his mind. Man who had a famous late winner against Manchester United at Old Trafford last season. Tilted that fascinating Premiership race Arsenal's way. Carlo was a bit late there, and David Ellery says that's going to be a booking.
He's a little unlucky, Ray Powell is at full speed, and Dennis Irwin just tries to nick it over him and away, and I don't think Ray can have any arguments about that.
Yes, it was the height of the contact that made up the referee's mind. Dennis Irwin, who unusually for Manchester United player knows what it's like to be in a losing semi-final team. It was against Manchester United for Oldham back in 1990. If you can't beat them, join them. Philip Neville on duty as a cover, maybe. Neville was used in the quarter-final as a man marker in the original game on Gianfranco Zola. One wondered perhaps in the build-up to this one whether Bergkamp might have been singled out for that sort of treatment. Oh, that's sad for Dennis Irwin.
Must have been a sore one out. Yeah, the decision to be made that quickly, Matt.
Not just with this match in mind, but of course another vital games for United over the remainder of the season. So, the Neville brothers are together again in an FA Cup semi-final. Keane. 5 minutes away from extra time. And this would be the time to get a goal. Adams. Beckham lost his balance when a chance at least might have been in the offing for Manchester United. And maybe now for Arsenal to use their speed on the counter-attack. Parlour. Dixon outside him. United holding their line, and now could actually gone way offside.
He did, Mark, but it was the length of time it took to get back onside I was amazed about it. Like 5 minutes from the end of the semi-final, and he just walked back out. No urgency.
Will do for Philip Neville. Well, the smart money this morning was on extra time.
Yeah. Well, I think we all thought it would take something pretty special to break the deadlock. I mean, Roy Keane's goal was pretty special. Wonderful individual ability from Giggs. A great finish from Roy there. Might well have been the match-winning goal, Mark. But it's been tight second half. One or two opportunities, but you know, neither of the goalkeepers has had to do anything special.
Here's Anelka. Has he shaken off Stan? Oh, Wembley was beckoning for Arsenal then.
cooler head, a little bit more craft and power than he might have been in. This is the first time. It's a great run and a great ball. Absolutely perfect for him now. Schmeichel does what we expect. He comes out, doesn't go to ground, makes himself big. The ball did sit up for Nicholas Anelka, but it's on his strong side. He did a little bit more composure.
But for the most part here, Andy, I think we've seen how Jaap Stam has grown in stature since the Charity Shield, when Nicholas Anelka ran him all over the place. End of the match, your call, 0660 112233. Give us a call, please. Dixon. Here's Giggs. Gary Neville. That's a fine cross. Lee Dixon having to stub it away. Well, playing so close to stayed in off the corner flag for Beckham. Decide an FA Cup semi-final. But Giggs, Parler and Vieira can't get it away. Giggs with the cross. Andy Cole going in. Keogh doesn't want to whack it out. He plays it to Dixon. Arsenal trying to build right from the back. Keane. Found by Stam. Just thinking, Andy, Gary Neville plays so close to Beckham, he must learn something from him about crossing. Good ball in a moment or two ago, but here's Parler taking the fight forward for Arsenal. And room for Roy Keane, bags of it.
Well, a goal now for either, there's no way back.
Beckham, 90th minute at Villa Park. Gary Neville's ball in again, and Keane seemed to lose his balance, and in doing so, interfere with Andy Cole.
Yeah, he did lose his balance, that's all he did, Mark. He slipped, and he slips into Andy Cole. This gives him a little push as well. He's a little unlucky, but I think it's probably the right decision. Well, if ever there's a time to make sure you work the goalkeeper, then this is it.
Identical spot to Beckham's earlier free kick, which went wide of Seaman's right-hand post.
Well, you know the debate. You fancy it, David, or are you going to let me hit it? I can imagine Ryan Giggs saying to him. This is it, both chatting.
Get this right and you go to Wembley. Giggs.
That was a good hit. He walked the goalkeeper. And it's right down his throat. You see the goal, great angle over here. Gets the bend on it. The bend only takes into the goalkeeper's arms.
Two minutes to be added on. And then it will be extra time. No less. Here's Dixon. Parler. Arsenal make some progress here in stoppage time. Good defending by Philip Neville. There's been plenty of good defending today against some of the most capable attackers you'll ever see in an FA Cup semi-final.
Well, it's over, Mars. It's going off, Mark. First move from Arsene Wenger. He obviously expects extra time.
On comes Frederick Ljungberg, who made his debut for Arsenal against Manchester United in September at Highbury and scored his only goal so far for the club. Keogh. Adams. Up through to Parler. Nimble work by the younger Neville again. Looking at his watch, and Winterburn's pass intercepted by Beckham. Keown's header, it's not going to be first to this with Vivas. Anelka. He got there before Jonsson. Ljungberg getting involved. Trying to work it against Philip Neville, who refused to be passed. Cole for York. Does glory beckon here for Dwight York? We go to extra time at Villa Park. Alec Ferguson and Arsene Wenger will have their team talks here. Arsenal survived when Roy Keane put the ball in the net in the first half, a contentious offside decision given against Manchester United, who made the better chances, but it is still 0-0. We'll be back for extra time. Thank you, Richard. Yes, a second helping, an extra helping of your semi-final fare this Sunday lunchtime. Over the 90 minutes, after a bright start, Arsenal haven't been at their best. With this defence, it's gone another 90 minutes without conceding a goal. Be challenged here by Cole, and look how quickly they dealt with the danger. Arsenal do when age finally tells on Dixon, Winterburn and Adams and Keown.
What will Arsene Wenger do?
Can't manage another club.
Probably.
Set up the best veterans team in the country, maybe. Here's Anelka. Remember, Arsenal made a substitution just before extra time. Ljungberg for Overmars. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer warmed up more extravagantly than most during the break. Shot by Gary Neville was Bergkamp totally responsible for that. Did he just kick the ground? It can be painful.
It can be, as well as embarrassing.
But Giggs is the highest in the middle. Keane into the feet of Cole, trying to do the same to Nicky Butt. No penetration for United there. It means they've been surprisingly lethargic in their attacking movements, Arsenal. Bergkamp. And Jonsson in particular, they've fought nobly for the Manchester club.
Pretty good options, Alec Ferguson, Martin, if he wants to take a gamble and pinch a goal. Three very forward-thinking players there.
And backed up the better Vieira, who stayed down. And he's still down. York. Dwight York. And he's dragged it wide, and now some treatment for Vieira.
They won't want Patrick Vieira to be down too long, but like one or two Arsenal fans shouting that it maybe should have been played out with a player lying injured. He just gets caught there, you see that, the ankle, the right ankle.
Looked like a tweak of the ankle, and we'll just see what running Patrick Vieira's got in him. Comes back on rather tentatively. through a midfield lacking Vieira's presence then.
Well, Nicky Butt's been through twice now, Martin, at the beginning of this extra time period. Vivas or Vieira had tracked him.
Two attempts, Manchester United, to get past Crystal Palace here at Villa Park in '95 in the semi-final. David Ellery refereed that affair. But and it's a second bookable offence for Vivas, and Arsenal go down to 10 men, and Arsene Wenger's team yet again is going to be short-handed.
Well, I have to say I was following the ball, Martin. I can only assume by the referee's action there was an elbow here as the ball was played. Well, it looks like the left arm went up into Nicky Butt's face, right in front of the referee.
Well, there's another twist to the drama. It was seen as a second yellow. Could have been a straight red, really, for brandishing the arm like that. So Arsenal's Argentinian is sent off. Manchester United, who have played the more probing football for most of the match, now have an extra man and maybe are going to utilise an extra forward. Steve McLaren, the new assistant manager, replacement for Brian Kidd, giving Solskjaer some instructions.
Well, now's the time to do it, isn't it? You want to commit an extra attacker. When you have somebody like Solskjaer, might not need him though. Again, Beckham or Giggs, take your pick.
We had one apiece earlier. Beckham was wide, Giggs on target. It's Beckham here. It would have challenged David Seaman then, but it hit the top of the wall.
That was a good block, man. That was a better free kick. Got it up. It was right on target. Tony Adams, big as you like in that wall. No sign of him ducking out of it. Well, we've seen this Arsenal grit, determination together, and it's tested often in the past. This is another big test for it.
That was a wicked corner by Beckham. Back in by Keane. Headed out by Parler, but trying to get it wide to Beckham, couldn't quite do it. Winterburn intercepted, and here's Bergkamp. And the 10 men are on the attack. At least 4 of them are. Bergkamp trying to go it alone and make light of the man light. Here's York. Appeals for handball. All credit to David Ellery for spotting that infringement by Vivas. As the ball rolled away, he didn't avert his gaze. There weren't too many protests from Arsenal, and they're in an amazingly familiar position, really, given the success that they've had and the quality in their football. 22 red cards in 2.5 years under Arsene Wenger.
Well, we're going to need all that spirit now, all that belief.
Ratio of 1 every 6 or 7 games. It's really hard to explain, and it's not one that the manager's too keen about being drawn on either. Ljungberg. Arsenal now thrust into a position where they regard a replay as something they take quite happily. Kanu is getting stripped, but Manchester United even further down the route to a substitution. Giggs goes off. Solskjaer comes on to make it a 3-pronged attack, although his starting position looks as though it's going to be on the left-hand side.
It usually is, isn't it, when he plays with Cole and York, Martin? It's something that Alex has played quite a lot at Old Trafford. But Arsene Wenger's going to respond with a change of his own. This is going to be an interesting one. It's Nicholas Anelka who's starting to make that long walk from the touch to the touchline. He'll be disappointed, but I don't think he's been at his best today. He's been a little subdued. Nicholas Anelka only really sparked a couple of times in this match. But that's how they're going to operate. With Solskjaer bottom of the screen there, breaking in from the left to support York and Cole.
Of his 16 goals this season, 7 have come as a substitute, Solskjaer. 4, of course, on one extraordinary afternoon at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest. Cole. Solskjaer. As far as the FA Cup's concerned, Solskjaer's most notable contribution this season. Late winner against Liverpool. That's the number for you for man of the match. Here is Solskjaer. He's past Dixon. Well, they weren't short of numbers in the centre, United. Well, if the ball had come earlier, Bergkamp was starting in his own half.
He tried hard to stay onside, Dennis Bergkamp. When the ball wasn't played when he wanted it, he tried to bend his run, but his momentum just took him on. Quite clearly offside.
Keane. Here's Neville. Gary Neville, that is, to Butt. Sign of Paul Scholes, who's never actually set foot on the pitch in an FA Cup semi-final. Has been a substitute not used in 95 and 96, and he's in that situation again today.
I think with Butt and Keane doing so well, Martin, as well today. That's central midfield. Alex can have no complaints about how those two have played.
Yes, but for someone to get a goal for you in a crucial time.
And that's why this man's on.
Yes, he shaded Scholes, I suppose, in that decision. Gary Neville. Manchester United should hold the whip hand here. Playing against 10 men. Gary Neville. It's a good idea.
Well, he's just got to bide a bit of time. David Seaman, when that happens, he doesn't have many options. He doesn't want to hold the ball. Doesn't just want to punt it up there, give it to Stam and Neville as he's done now, and then it's just coming straight back.
Solskjaer. There's space here for Philip Neville.
Well, it wasn't a great choice.
Heads it into the danger area. Adams gets to it bravely. Parler, also with courage and character. Cleared by Winterburn, and Arsenal regroup.
Well, when they're down to 10 men, you don't half need one at your front man, and it's now Dennis Bergkamp to try and get hold of the ball, to try and bide your time, just give you a breather.
York, Cole, this comes Winterburn, but Arsenal have only partially cleared it. Solskjaer. Philip Neville. Talking about the best defence in the country, the best defence in all the major European leagues when you talk about Arsenal. And there is Winterburn again, but he was rather confused by his own teammate Vieira. Solskjaer. Arsenal struggling maybe to hold out here until half-time in extra time. Ljungberg who volleys it away.
Well, the one thing about not getting out, Martin, by that, I mean not being able to clear your box, is you can get your back four in, you can get protection in front and make life difficult. And that's what's happening at the moment. Arsenal are camped there. It sometimes becomes difficult.
Beckham. turnaround that we all know is Arsenal's prime target at the moment. A minute or so before that. That's run beyond the weary Vieira. Cole, after Keane had played a prominent part. Parlour. What are his energy levels like? The Amsterdam was given a sight of the ball. David Ellery looks at his watch, checks with his assistants. York, maybe the chance for one last attack in the first period of extra time from Manchester United. Keown went in and defending with great authority. Here's the Nigerian Kanu, who really should be away representing his country this weekend. Arsenal managed to retain his services. Carla.
Now this is what I mean about Manchester United, but being camped, Martin. Now they've committed 3 or 4 players forward. Might just give United a chance to pick a space or two.
And right on the stroke of half-time in extra time. Beckham. Not much time to dally here for United. That's what they're doing though.
Yeah, they just lost the momentum of the attack.
There's good pressure by Arsenal and Keown in particular. Kanu didn't have the pace to stretch away, but did have the poise to stay on the ball. Ljungberg. Dixon did well to reach it once and twice. Here's Beckham. That's a wonderful tackle. Wonderful defending by Keown.
I just showed him a little bit too much. He waited, Keown, and suddenly he saw it was away from David Beckham.
Keane. Arsenal fans are urging the referee to blow for half-time. Philip Neville. Look as though they ran out of ideas for a moment, Manchester United. Still no whistle for the turnaround. But Keane, Beckham, Adams is there. It is half-time. First period of extra time, notable for Arsenal being reduced to 10 men by David Ellery. Nelson Vivas, a second bookable offence. It was seen as Andy Gray.
Yeah, well, I think the referee does ever so well here. You see Nicky Butt wins the tackle and then he just pops the ball away and looks to run in behind Vivas. The left elbow comes up straight into the United player's face. The referee, unlike you and I, hadn't followed the ball. He watched to see what was happening. I don't think Vivas can have many arguments, Martin.
15 minutes to survive, really, that's the way Arsenal would look at it.
Not a lot Arsene Wenger can do, Martin, except trust his side. He knows it will be 15 minutes of probably constant defending, so he's got to trust these lads, certainly the back four and goalkeeper. Well, they know what it's all about. And this will be a huge test for them in these circumstances. For Alex, he knows, what can I do to win it? What can I do to just get a chink in their armour? To give one of my players a chance for a bit of glory to take us through to the final. That's what he's thinking.
Well, if you scored it on points, if you like, Manchester United would be well ahead. If you score it on players on the pitch, Manchester United are ahead. But what matters, it remains 0-0 with 15 minutes to go. We play next Wednesday if it stays that way. Staged here. Kanu. Arsenal thinking a bit more than just survival with Ray Parlour. Vieira. By Solskjaer. Arsenal will be in no hurry to restart the game Extra seconds that they can salvage. Gratefully received.
Amazing how extra time flies in, that. It really does go quickly when you're playing in it. So United, I guess it will race by for Arsenal. Every second will feel like a minute, I guess.
Bergkamp, but not too much has come off for him today.
That's daft. When you're 10 men, you don't want to be flicking it. Possession is all the name of the game for Arsenal at the moment. Keeping the ball, eating the clock. We've got the players that can do that. Kanu, Ljungberg and Bergkamp are all very good on the ball. So no need for Dennis Bergkamp to give it away needlessly.
I think now what Manchester United went through against Juventus, a real fight to the finish to get an equaliser there. How much that might drain the resources. And certainly Arsenal getting on the ball quite regularly in these early minutes of the second period of extra time.
Well, that's what I mean. 2 minutes now is raced by. I say United have hardly had a touch of the ball.
Ljungberg.
Running free kicks. Frustrating Manchester United. An excellent start for Arsenal at the beginning of this second half.
What do you do with a free kick in these circumstances? You want to make sure that whatever happens, you don't give the ball too cheaply back to the opposition. Decent delivery by Winterberg. Bergkamp!
What a ball, that's what you do with it, Mark. You pick out a peach of a pass. Nigel Winterberg, lovely ball into Dennis Bergkamp. Perfect for him to screen it away from Stam.
Now it's Beckham. Philip Neville. Cole. This is Solskjaer. They've got to be careful with their challenges. Referee was very, very well placed. And here's Parlour. Kanu through the centre.
Well, he wants
off, it meets the ground in frustration.
Yeah. He thought he was just caught as he just checked on the ball.
Beckham. Now York. Give it to Buck, but being played in front of Arsenal, they'll be happy with that. Neville in position for a cross. Deflection made it a little bit more difficult for Adams. Winterburn there again. Unyielding. Lundberg thought, well, he might have been just clipped then. Keane. Keown wasn't looking initially at where the danger was coming from, but he's soon got his sights set.
Great clearance. He had a quick look to see where Andy Cole was, Mark. That's what he was trying to do. And then he picked up the flight of the ball late, but picked it up well.
He's done a tremendous amount of work, Nicky Butt. And this has gone for Arsenal this time.
Well, we're just looking. Paul Scholes has had the call. Jesper Blomqvist has had the call from the dugout. Scholes' tracksuit's coming off. He's going to get some part in this semi-final. And wouldn't it just be like that young man to pop up with a match winner?
Philip Neville worried enough by Bergkamp's presence into whacking it out of play.
That's what I mean about a front man. That's what it's all about for Dennis now. Not about flicking it here and backheeling it there. It's about grasping his socks off, getting a little breather for his defenders by doing what he did just there.
Winterberg. Ljungberg. Wide to Winterberg again. Well, the best thing about that, it will take a little bit of retrieving. for Manchester United. Paul Scholes has put the tracksuit top back on again.
Well, I think we're hearing from downstairs, Matt, that Alex had forgotten that Phil Neville's on as a substitute. So he was looking to make a double substitution there and realised he couldn't. So now it's a choice, it's Blomqvist or Scholes, not both. It looks like Paul Scholes, ready to go.
Philip Neville came on for Irwin. Gary Neville. York. Patient approach work from Manchester United. Arsenal well represented on the edge of their own penalty area, but they've conceded a free kick. Still not yet the signal for Scholes to come on. It is the signal for Beckham to come across and take the free kick. Understandably moving wearily towards it. Scholes for Cole. And you can only envy Manchester United the calibre of play that they can bring on in these circumstances. I think of what he did when he came on in the San Siro recently. Beckham takes, and Keown the highest. Johnson, but oh, it's Scholes, and maybe it came just too early in his little appearance here as he finally arrives in an FA Cup semi-final.
Well, I think he was looking to pass. I wondered if he'd have just controlled it, Mark, had he been on a bit longer and hit it himself. And he looked to just feed a pass through.
It's Keane. Not the second time. Dixon sorted that. Halfway through the second period of extra time. There's Martin Keown. He's made a marvellous contribution. Gary Neville, no challenge from Arsenal in this part of the pitch. Trying close down now. Aim for Solskjaer. Oh, he's reached it brilliantly, and that put Tony Adams in trouble in the centre as Dwight York looked to convert a most unlikely cross here.
Oh, fantastic retrieving from the substitute. Oh, Solskjaer manages to hook it back. I'm not sure what Tony Adams does, Martin. Does he just miss the ball? Is he deliberately trying to let this go? I don't think it can be. It looked to me like he's missed his header, and that took Dwight York by surprise.
Parlour. Just bounced off Stam. Bergkamp interested. His technique is not particularly good in those circumstances, and he's given away a foul himself.
I wouldn't give that linesman too much stick, Dennis. He didn't do half do your favour first half.
And that remains the major talking point from the match to this point. Scholes. Not frightened of barreling into Adams either. Almost pulled that ball down. He got away with the contact. It ran away from him. A few more seconds passed though. Arsenal will be all the happier with the draw if that's the way it finishes, and a chance to play better, and they can play a lot better than this in a replay on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think Arsene Wenger will be absolutely delighted the way this second half of extra time has panned out, Martin. I thought they would be under real pressure. They were camped first part period, but they've managed to get possession of the ball at times and keep United at pretty much at arm's length for much of it.
That's a lovely ball reversed by Butt to Keane. He waits for Philip Neville. Arsenal draw up their battle lines on the edge of the area again. Solskjaer. So many potential match winners here. Manchester United.
That was a bad ball from Solskjaer. He really gave Gary Neville a problem, and that's dissent shown.
Gary Neville reacted angrily then, booked right at the start.
I'll tell you, I think discretion there. I have to say, Martin, it was an act of dissent, slamming the ball into the ground. He's getting away with this.
Was it an act of dissent at a teammate?
Define it.
Bergkamp. Ljungberg darting through. Frederick Ljungberg! Oh, well played, Schmeichel. By far the most difficult moment he's had in the match, and it's come right at the end of the match.
Well, both could have won the match.
You took the words from my mouth.
Within 30 seconds we've had two of the best chances of the match. Adams comes and gets involved with Winterburn, perhaps he shouldn't have done. It's a snap chance for Dwight York, it's a little angle. David Seaman did well to get pretty close to him again and make it awkward. But Ljungberg and York, within a matter of 30 seconds, could have won the match for their teams.
Bergkamp. Johnson got a bang in the face. Here comes Roy Parlour.
Oh,
Kanu calling for the cross. He was unmarked because Johnson had just lost his concentration for a moment. He's got it back now, although the ball rather bounced off his knees. Still a bit shaken up, Ronnie Johnson. Dixon. Vieira. Dixon's ball forward. Bergkamp and Stan. That's a tussle that the referee decides to say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We're in the dying embers of this semi-final at Villa Park. Scholes just drifting away to be able to make the header. Cleared by Keogh for the umpteenth time. Here's Scholes again. York. Solskjaer, and it's Dixon. He shut the door again. That Arsenal back line. Vieira. It's time added on at the end of extra time here. Kanu. Oh, Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! It was Gary Neville who rescued Manchester United. A thrilling finale. Arsenal with 10 men, twice now. In the last couple of minutes, getting into a position where winning the game was on. Could it be a third time? It's full time. We come back to Villa Park on Wednesday. Bergkamp suddenly switched on in the last few minutes of extra time and nearly took himself to an FA Cup final. Ljungberg, from Bergkamp's pass, had the chance to win the game for 10 men Arsenal. Vivas sent off in extra time. Dwight York also came very close near the end. Manchester United will still reflect on Roy Keane's disallowed goal. Keane, your choice as man of the match. And the fans will be making their plans for a return here on Wednesday. Andy Gray, some final thoughts from you?
Well, it was a titanic struggle. We thought it was going to be, Martin. We didn't think there would be much in this game, and there wasn't. I'll have to say both defences were absolutely exceptional today. The odd chance, but when you've got that much quality, you're going to get the odd chance. But defensively, it was a great performance from both teams. I thought Arsenal started brightly and had a good 25 minutes, but for me the rest of the game was dominated by Manchester United. They will reflect on a lot of pressure, very few clear chances, but an awful lot of pressure. But that back four and goalkeeper have stood it again.
Well, Arsenal happier with the draw, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Final score after 2 hours of pulsating football here. It is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. Stay tuned for the replay on Wednesday.